tonight.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Abby and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing another sorority themed video. About 2 weeks ago, I posted my exposing sorority rush video where I literally went A to Z over the whole recruitment process and my very own experience and how I chose my sorority. After I posted that video, I got a ton of questions from you guys in the comments asking me so many more things about sororities and Greek life. So in today's video, I thought that I would sit down and answer all of those questions that you guys have left me on that video. If you guys haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out because I literally show you what I wore during sorority recruitment and just my experience and tips and tricks and so much information in that video. So go check it out after this one. Yeah, so today's video is a sponsored video and it is sponsored by a company called Greek Life Threads. They actually were nice enough to reach out to me and asked me if I would like to customize my own hoodie to put my sorority Greek letters on, and this is the hoodie that I ended up customizing and designing myself, and let me just say, I'm in love with it. It is so bougie, so comfy, so cute. We love her. We love her so much. I'm obsessed with this hoodie. I was able to design it exactly the way I wanted it. Definitely recommend if you are in a sorority and you want to like customize some cute clothes with your letters, to definitely hit this brand up and check out their website. You can customize hoodies and sweatshirts, t-shirts, even pants, and they have a whole accessory section. You can even send in your own clothes. Like if you have a cute jean jacket that you love, that's vintage, that your mom gave you, you can send it in and they will actually customize it and put your letters on it, which I think is so cool. And I don't know, I just really like how it's very customizable. I forgot the exact name of the sweatshirt, but I'll have it on the screen. And yeah, I designed it. I love how it ties up at the top, like it laces up, and the letters are super big. They also are really nice and they let me pick out an accessory, and I actually picked out this really cute baseball cap. I'm a huge fan of hats, the white classic baseball cap, and then I did my letters in black, and then right below it I did the same garnet color and I wrote out Kappa Kappa Gamma. So this hat is just adorable and I love that it's my school colors and my sorority mixed together. So huge fan of this hat. Can't wait to wear this to class. Like, it's gonna be lit. If you want to get some really cute Greek customizable attire, definitely go check them out. I will have all of their links down below, and I will also have my coupon code that you can get 10% off of your purchase if you use my coupon code, and I will have all of that linked down below as well. So that is everything. I'm going to stop talking now and let's just get right into the sorority Q&A. Here we go. So the very first question is, what sorority are you in? I am in, as I said earlier, KKG, Kappa Kappa Gamma. That's my sorority. The question is from Lexi M, and she said, are there girls who don't get into sororities ever? Or if you really want to be in one, will you be? It's very rare for girls to not get into a sorority, like to just not get a bid on bid day. That is like so unlikely. It's a possibility, but I've never like actually firsthand seen it happen. But it is a possibility, I guess. So it can happen, but it's so uncommon and so unlikely. Normally, if you've made it to the end of recruitment and you've made it to the end of rush, you have at least 1 or 2 houses that are really interested in you and really, really want you. And normally you really want them because it is the mutual process. So it's really unlikely that you would just not get a bid on bid day. But like I said, it can happen, and they talk more about that at each school depending on your chapter and how to deal with that. Normally, if you don't get a bid, they will call you the night before and talk to you one-on-one. But yeah, that's really rare and it's very uncommon. If you've made it to the end of recruitment, you're almost guaranteed some sorority wants you. So I wouldn't stress too much about that. So do you miss classes on the days of rush? I'm kind of confused about that. Usually for most schools, and this is like obviously going off of my school and my like what I've experienced, but for most schools and most big state schools, they usually recruit a week to a week and a half before classes for university actually begin. So at the University of South Carolina, August 14th maybe, something like that, and we start classes the 24th of August. We have rush and recruitment during pref, but pref is on the weekend, so you actually don't end up having classes at the same time as recruitment, and they do this on purpose so that obviously you won't have to like balance classes and recruitment at the same time. So you're not physically having to go to class. Yes, you will be like enrolled in classes and your classes will be started, but you're on the weekend. So I mean, it's not like you have to physically be in class and be doing recruitment at the same time. But again, that's how my school does it. I don't know how other schools do it, but I'm pretty positive that most schools and most chapters don't recruit at the same time as classes are being held. Next question. I'm kind of confused. To join a sorority, they have to pick you, or do you pick them and they accept or decline? So again, the way that it works, it's a mutual voting process, and it's a mutual like picking system, I guess you could say. You will vote on the sororities that you like, and you rank them from the ones you like the most to the ones you like the least. And when you're voting and you're ranking on the sororities, they are voting and ranking on girls that they are rushing. And if they think that you would click with their sorority, they are ranking and voting on you, and you're voting on them in each sorority. So it's a mutual voting process basically, and it's just this whole like system. And honestly, they say trust the system, and I definitely believe that you should just trust the system. Most people are very happy where they end up if they were, you know, themselves throughout recruitment process, and they show who they are and they aren't fake, you know, they don't pretend to be someone they're not, then they end up being in the sorority that's meant for them. Both kind of picking each other. It's not like the sorority is voting on the PNMs and that's all. It's the PNMs are voting on the sororities and the sororities are voting on the PNMs, and it's just like this magical process. The next question is, what kind of questions would you ask about the philanthropies? I'm rushing in the fall and I'm so excited, but I'm also super nervous. Girl, I totally feel that. I was so nervous going through recruitment. I did not know what to expect, and it can be really scary, but you just gotta like stay strong and like stay confident, because it's not like everyone's just as nervous as you are. She asked what questions you could ask about the philanthropies, because in that video I talked about during philanthropy round, it's really good to ask questions about the philanthropy to show that you're like interested in the sorority and like you care about the philanthropy, because that's important. It's like a big part of sororities is their community service that they do. Sorority will have events and fundraisers that they do throughout the year. My sorority, we do a car wash, like a Kappa car wash, and we wash cars and raise money for our philanthropy, which is Reading is Fundamental. I would ask about those and like what events they put on to raise money for it, because that's really cool, and the girl that's rushing you will most likely have participated in those events, so she can talk about her experience doing that, and that kind of gives some more conversation topics to talk about. Another thing that you could ask is how the girl like connected to her philanthropy. Now be careful about this question. This will not be a good question to ask every single sorority, so make sure you know what the philanthropy is and then judge it based off that. For example, Zeta's philanthropy is breast cancer awareness, so you do not want to ask a girl that's rushing you, so how do you connect to breast cancer awareness? Don't do that. It's probably a really sad story and you don't want to trigger anyone during rush unless, you know, the girl decides to share that type of story with you. That's really personal. Normally, breast cancer is like a very traumatic thing, so don't ask that. But if you're rushing something like Kappa, our philanthropy isn't that, you know, like intense. The reason I connected really well with Kappa's philanthropy is because when I was growing up in grade school, all through elementary, middle school, I had an IEP, which is like basically a learning disability, and I struggled mainly with reading. That was like my biggest struggle, so I would have, you know, girls come in and tutor me to read and stuff and sit down and read with me. It connected well with Kappa because, you know, they provide books, go into classrooms and read to kids, and I thought that was something really important because reading was such a big thing that really hit home to me when I was growing up, and it was something that I really struggled with, and so I really wanted to give that back to my community. So that right there is a conversation. Now obviously you don't have to connect with every single philanthropy. Do a little research before recruitment on each sorority's philanthropy and just kind of know the basics of like what they do. They're going to educate you more. They'll show you like a video and stuff, help you think of questions to kind of go off of, and that helps with like filling in the awkward conversation gaps that can occur. Do you have any advice for people who are not freshmen and are going through recruitment? Did you see anyone you knew or anyone who was not a freshman? Yes, girl. I actually rushed as a sophomore. A lot of people don't know that, but I rushed as a sophomore. I did my sophomore, and honestly, I was really worried about this because, you know, a good majority of people that go through rush are freshmen. It's just like the more typical thing to do. A lot of girls rush as sophomores, and I even knew a lot of girls that were rushing as juniors and a few seniors that were rushing, and I actually have a really good friend that rushed her senior year like last year. Sophomore, I really liked it. Honestly, I feel like it gave me a little bit more confidence because I was already really comfortable with college life. Like, I had already had a year of college under my belt, and I was just really like already comfortable. Like, I already had my own friends outside of Greek life, you know, so I was just really comfortable in myself, and you know, like, I wasn't just coming straight from high school, and that's all in itself is really nerve-wracking. Also, when I was talking to girls that were rushing me, they were normally sophomores, so I was, you know, having conversations with girls that were my age. It was something to connect on because we weren't freshmen anymore, we were both like kind of sophomores. So if you are a sophomore or even a junior or a senior and you're going through recruitment, don't be intimidated by like the overwhelming amount of freshmen that are also rushing with you. Honestly, look at it as an opportunity because you'll have way more to relate to the girls with, and you'll have more to talk about. Not saying anything bad about freshmen, but a lot of time they just like haven't experienced college yet, so they don't have a lot to relate to the girls besides things that they did in high school. Alright, so that's all the questions I'm going to answer in today's Q&A. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also make sure to hit the subscribe button down below for more videos from me. So make sure to go check out Greek Life Threads if you want a really cool, cute hoodie to represent your sorority letters. Yeah, that's everything. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.